Here's why this is happening, and here's why this matters. ESPN. It's just sports, right? Who cares? Now, remember, this is the network that got rid of Rush Limbaugh. This is the network that also just took Hank Williams off because he was so bad. He was so bad you had to get him off. Man, I got to tell you, if I worked at ESPN, I'd be freaked out about saying anything. ESPN, the reason why this is happening is because they're 80% owned by ABC. Well, ABC, what's the big deal about being owned by ABC? Why are they sticks in the mud? Well, because they are a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. Oh. Okay, well, that's a movie company. No, it's not. It's an amusement park company. When you think of Disney, you think of Disney World and Mickey Mouse. It's the happiest place on earth. This is the only thing that Disney cares about, the park. You can't hurt the park. Believe me, I know because I've had it done to me by ABC. When a special interest group comes and says, we're going to boycott your park, they shut it all down. They don't care. You think anybody actually thinks does anybody really believe that this anchor really was meaning that as a racial slur? No. The park has zero tolerance. Shut it down. It's not. Why do you think people always settle on lawsuits? Because it's not worth the time. All they care about is the mouse. Remember when President Obama gave that speech at the park with Cinderella's castle as a backdrop? Do you remember this? Listen.
I am glad to be at Disney World. The Magic Kingdom. This is outstanding. I am excited to see Mickey. It's always nice to meet a world leader who has bigger ears than me.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody on Saturday Night Live even mention his ears before. That could be construed as racist. It's a good thing he said it. This is what they want you to see. They want you to see the president there in front of the castle. And when the president calls, you're damn right. They'll make that available for him. But did anybody think about the customers that day? They closed the park for this guy. Wait a minute. Hold it. How long did those people wait to get those tickets? How far away did they come to be able to go to the Magic Kingdom? And they closed it for him? They don't care about you. They care about the mouse. They care about the money. That's it. Remember when you were a kid and we would all gather around our TV and we would sit there in our pajamas on Sunday night and we would watch The Wonderful World of Disney. Walt Disney created this show for one reason. He created it in the 1950s solely as an advertisement for the park. He made ABC a partner in the park. They were like, we don't want a park. What are you talking about? He said, no, you want programming. I'll give you programming, but you have to invest in the park. That's the deal. They did it. From the beginning of their relationship, that's what ABC and Disney are all about, the park. ABC and ESPN are extensions of the brand. They're just there to drive money back to the park. The special interest groups, oh, they know that. So what happens when you have CARE or another special interest group, any special interest group, threatening to march in front of the park, chanting and carrying signs saying Walt Disney World and its company brand should be boycotted because they're racist or hate-mongering or whatever? They know that Disney does not tolerate a smear campaign, and that's all the left is. That's why the executives will do everything they can to protect the park. And if it means saying to ESPN or anybody, we don't need that opinion on the air, they shut it down. There is no freedom of speech. There is no journalism at Disney. The mouse needs a lot of cheese. Getting back to ESPN and its decision to fire an editor and suspend an anchor, to me, this is news. Let's break it down. You have an editor who writes the headline, "Chink in the Armor." This is a guy who worked his way up at ESPN from being an intern. And he apologizes, saying, "This had nothing to do with me being cute or punny. I'm so sorry I offended people. I'm sorry if I offended Jeremy. I love to tell Jeremy what happened and explain that this was an honest mistake." Wow, it sounds like the guy is genuinely sorry, but sorry for what? For using a phrase that everybody has used? That has nothing to do with race. It comes from medieval times. Then you have a second employee, the host, who is suspended for saying the phrase, "chink in the armor." Let me play it again, what he said.
He's handled everything very well, as you said, unflappable, but if there is a chink in the armor, where can Lin improve his game?
He then goes on and apologizes on his Twitter page. Are you kidding me? By the way, his wife is Asian. So is he so racist that he's marrying an Asian? I don't even understand this. He says, "My wife is Asian. I'd never use that term in an offensive way." Then the company comes out and apologizes to the Asian American community and promises to do better next time. Do better next time? Are they banning all phrases from the medieval period? Its employees have used a term that has been used since the 1400s, and we are in complete denial as a society that that phrase is even out there. That we can't say this now? I don't think these guys should feel sorry, because I don't think they did anything wrong, and even Jeremy Lin is over it. Quote, "They've apologized, and so from my end, I don't care anymore," Lin said. "You have to learn and forgive." But here's the important part. And I don't even think that it was intentional. So what do you have to forgive if you don't think it was intentional? Let's move on. It's now Tuesday, so 5 days have gone by since this headline first came out, and the mainstream media can't stop talking about this. You got to be kidding me. Freedom of speech goes away this way. If you can't use a medieval phrase that has nothing to do with Asians, you can no longer use a historically accurate phrase that has nothing to do with it. What's next? I mean, it really is 1984. 2 plus 2 equals 7. 2 plus 2 equals 5. No, it doesn't. It equals 4. No, it doesn't. This is crazy. When is anybody in the press, instead of talking about this, when are they going to ask why Michelle Obama is on her 16th vacation and who's paying for all of these? How do they afford these vacations? How about asking her husband why gas prices are reaching a new high again? Picture this. The world is enjoying staycations because they don't have any money to travel. How'd you like to be the family who's been promising their kids you're going to take them to Disney since they were 2 years old? Now it's maybe been 7 years later, and you have finally saved up enough money to go on the all-American vacation to the Magic Kingdom. You get there, and guess what? They close it down because the president has to make a speech. Oh, how great American tourism is from that exact spot. Suddenly, the Magic Kingdom doesn't seem so magical anymore because they put the president, political correctness, and quite honestly, selling out due to fear over their customers. It's why people now feel, I do, that Disney doesn't stand for anything anymore. They've sold out. They didn't care about the people at the park, and neither did Disney. He didn't, and they didn't. It's all about money and power. And when this happens, that the mouse will override the truth, you're in real trouble. Because if they can't say something on ESPN that is that innocuous, when it really is as ridiculous as saying, what exactly do they mean by using the word crackers? When they say something this inane on sports television, do you think anybody's going to stick their neck out on the House of the Mouse for the news? Of course not. Because this axiom is true. The truth will set you free, but it will make you miserable first. If the mouse has no tolerance for any kind of misery, any kind of pain, you can guarantee it. You're getting nothing but lies and lukewarm nonsense that needs to be spewed out of your mouth. Oh, gosh, I hope that didn't sound bad. What does spew? Is there any way they could take spewed and make that look bad?